Pirelli is one of the world's great brands and a company with diverse interests. So what's the key to good corporate governance in a company of your scale?
Let me make two premises. The first one is that for us, in our view, corporate governance is not a compliance obligation or just a formal exercise, a tick box exercise. We believe that corporate governance is an essential tool of our basic operation. And the second thing is that for us, corporate governance is a way to create value in long term and in a sustainable way. So on these premises, I believe we can build our three basic principles. The first one is the central role of the board and the accountability of the board for shareholders and bondholders. The second one is a sound remuneration system for managers. The third one is an effective risk management process in place in the company.
And in 1999, Pirelli was one of the first Italian companies to adopt the self-regulatory code recommended by Borsa Italiana.
Yes, your quotation is right. And I would like to quote that in 1997, we had an experience, a real self-regulatory experience in Italy that was before the Italian Corporate Governance Code by the Italian Stock Exchange in 1997, and it was pushed by two people, two very important entrepreneurs in Italy. One was Mr. Agnelli, the second one was Mr. Tronchetti Provera, that is the chairman and the CEO of Pirelli Group. I believe that corporate governance is an essential tool and it's something we trust in.
So at Pirelli, what are the key principles you use for good corporate governance?
I believe that we went through the principle of comply or explain, that is Mr. Cadbury principles, universally accepted in the world of finance and industry. Our principle, our fundamental principle is apply and explain. And you can see in our corporate governance statement that every year we have to publish how this is applied. And I believe that there are two fields in which you can find these principles applied: management remuneration and the field of risk management processes that we have in place at this stage and at this moment.
What is the importance of good corporate governance in value creation and in protecting the interests of shareholders?
I believe that we cannot consider corporate governance like a panacea, in Latin words. That means that corporate governance cannot avoid, we have to be clear on this point, cannot avoid crisis, cannot avoid fraud at company level. But I believe that corporate governance is a prerequisite for good management of the company. What does it mean? Does it mean that corporate governance is not something that is important just at board level or the other governing bodies in the company, but it's something that has to go through the whole management, all the employees, and has to be a culture. So if you do not have a sound corporate governance, that means a correct corporate governance, an efficient corporate governance, you cannot achieve your industrial, strategic, financial objectives.
Has the downturn reinforced the need for good corporate governance, in your opinion?
I should say yes. Why? Because I believe that the crisis showed in a tremendous way that there was a failure or an absence at all of good corporate governance at two levels: the risk management level and at remuneration level. And I believe that entrenchment of perverse incentive to managers at level of remuneration and the failure or the absence at all, as I said, of risk management processes in place at company level is one of the causes that is commonly recognized like one of the causes of this tremendous crisis. And so I believe that if you have in place good and effective mechanisms, tools of corporate governance at these two levels, this is very important for the market, for the company, for its shareholders, for its bondholders.
So what's next for Pirelli's development as a company?
Look, I believe that, and we believe that, corporate governance is a work in progress. So I believe that we need to improve our mechanism, we need to improve our procedures, and for us to be a best in class, and the award we received today is an evidence of this, is just a huge responsibility and is a starting point and not the end of the story.
Francesco Chiappetta, thank you.
Thank you.